Hi guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another episode of Total War Arena. So, today we're taking another look at the Falxmen. So it's been quite a while since I've actually played any Falxmen on a video. Obviously, we got them up to tier 6, and then we sort of left them. They weren't faring all that well in the current meta, particularly with the amount of archers and slingers about, because they have basically no missile block chance of 23. And of course, their very little armor value means that everyone does a lot of damage to them. So I thought it was about time we paid a revisit to them, particularly since in the last patch, in the 3.1.4 patch, they got a sort of an across the board 10% increase to damage output. So that's certainly a good thing. Obviously, for those of you who watched my video on sort of unit stats or know how unit stats work, we'll see they have a pretty good base weapon penetration damage. That's 97, I want to say, which means that's every time they land a hit, that's the minimum amount of damage they will do. That's why they're so effective against armoured units. So they still look pretty decent. Hopefully they've got a little bit more damage output now. Obviously they're still going to be as vulnerable to archers as they were. We've got these guys pretty much fully upgraded though. We haven't got the hair, but that only adds a few range of morale, so not something I'm particularly interested in. I've got a warrior trousers, a little bit more body armour, pretty irrelevant, but the movement speed's nice because these guys have an extremely fast movement speed, which is obviously 5.1, pretty great, combined with the fact they also have a dash as well. So we're going to be getting some pretty good speed with these guys. We've got the upgraded facts, so we're just basically pushing on for the Dacian warriors at tier 7. So let's queue up a battle and see how we get on with these guys. Okay, so we are lopping into the Thermopylae map. Loading into the Thermopylae map. Obviously, I'm going to be inclined, with the Falxmen being barbarians, to go to the forest, because obviously we should get the massive stat buff from being inside the forest at 25% melee attack. Although, having said that, we may go for the observation tower on the top anyway, in which case obviously that's an open ground. But let's just see. We'll play it by ear, see what happens. Looks like we're about top tier, a couple of tier 5s kicking around. I noticed we've got some slingers, and some javelins, so the enemy's probably got some range we're going to have to watch out for.
Take the enemy base,
but we shall see. So let's move into the forest. What sort of speed do we get with whip? Oh, we get up to a solid 6. It's not bad for these guys. Obviously, if you're running them with Arminius, which I know a lot of people choose to do, and I completely get that, then your words are going to be really quick, because obviously the movement speed you're going to get is going to be pretty exceptional. What are we going to do? We'll push 2 units up, I think, and we'll leave a 3rd unit loitering at the back. Seems a shame to get the forest because you get that 25% melee attack and defense, which is obviously really nice. Let's go. Have we got anything else coming up in support? Not really. No. It's about the answer to that. So let's just see what we see. We'll have to be ready to retreat here. It's just if there's going to be a group of archers, if we can get this tower, at least we can see what we're up against. And flee if necessary. Okay, mounted warband, obviously I'm not worried about that. I mean, if they want to come close enough, I'll go for a charge there, to be honest. Let's wait till they try and run it, go for a hamstring, because that should slow them down. Let's try and get as much damage in as we can. I won't go for Defiance, even though I'm kind of tempted. I should have split my hamstring there. Using it both together was silly. But look at that, 20,000 straight from the off. That is the start to the game we wanted. And we even killed Arminius, look, just to top it off. Right, let's kill those last few people. Okay, give up. Basically wiped out 1 unit of enemy cavalry from the start of the game, killed their commander. Just because he wasn't paying attention, basically. So let's push our unit along the bottom and get back to the flag. See if there's anything else in the valley. Oh, there's not. So there's nothing else surrounding me. That is a danger. So what we've got down here, some Principes. I'm not worried about them particularly. Obviously they have vengeance, but if they come into the forest, then I have confidence in my Falxmen that those shall be easily defeated. Particularly as we've got support coming up as well. So let's get ourselves moving. Come on, stay in the forest. You know you want to. And we've got javelins coming up as well. It's fine if they leave, it's not the end of the world, but it would be nice if they stayed in the forest because it gives us a lot more options. Let's just leave 1 unit out. I'll push 1 unit wide just in case we want to go for flames. Oh, let's go for a charge. Stuck into the back of them. And let's come around here with these guys slightly, and we're going to go for a flame. Sort of a bit further back, just so we get them well burnt. Let's push in, and let's get everyone going for an Iron Discipline and a Defiance. And then kill as many as we can. Look at the amount of damage we're racking up now. Lovely points. Enemy base is being captured, not ours, so that's good as well. And this battle is tipping heavily in our favour. And that is that. They're dead. They're dead already. Okay. Let's get our bit of speed moving up. What's our base looking like? There's going to be cavalry. What have we got back here in support? So let's maybe send our commander back to our base. It would be silly to throw this game away because we were being a little bit careless, wouldn't it?
The enemy is attacking our base.
Let's get him back on a dash. So what have we got? I saw some Libyan hoplites. I think they might be the Carthaginians. And there's a couple more Principes obviously there as well. We've got our flames available on both these units. True to form, barbarians scattered into the four winds rather than neat formations like the Romans. Yes, they are. So they're Hasdrubal hoplites. I'll fight these Principes, particularly if they're going to blob like this. Obviously, I'll happily fight them. Just keep that unit dashing back to base. This artillery is obviously a bit of a pain. Let's try and... I'll gladly fight you like that. Oh, I do want... Careful, careful, guys. Careful, careful, careful. I want you to get nice and close because I want to throw a nice big piece of flame right at the back of them. Now you guys can come around. Unfortunately, I haven't got access to a Defiance at the moment. We'll go with our hamstring because it's a strike and it does a good amount of damage for us, so we'll keep that up. Obviously, we're going to struggle a little bit in a fight like this, although they haven't actually got Vengeance activated, but the amount we're doing on the flames should really outweigh what the risks we are taking. Looks like our base is under actually pretty heavy threat. I don't know if... I'm glad I sent that unit back, but I don't think it's actually going to make it in time. Which is going to be a real shame if we end up losing because of that. I think we are, aren't we? Gosh darn. Oh, he gets a cannonball in, but it's not the main threat. We are not going to make it. Oh, we are going to lose to a base cap. What a shame. Well, unfortunately, we've lost this battle, but we did have a pretty good game with these guys still. I obviously didn't send that unit back far enough, early enough. Most of the enemies just avoided us and went for the base cap. Still, yeah, I still quite enjoyed these Falxmen. I remember enjoying the flames quite a lot from before. I do love how you can sort of control engagements and stuff with those flames. And hamstring's obviously really nice when you get cavalry engaged in a fight, because as soon as they turn to leave, hamstring them, and then they obviously can't run away with that 80% movement speed modifier. So let's queue up another game, see if we can get on a little bit better, or at least try and go for a win maybe. So I shall see you all in the next battle. So we're loading into the marathon map. Again, obviously I'm going to be inclined to go for the forest. And we've not got quite such friendly matchmaking on ourselves this time. Obviously up against some tier 7s. At least in the forest we should be largely safe from any enemy elephants. What else have we got on teams? Quite a lot of pikemen. Only ranged are these Germanicus javelins, strange choice. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. But we'll push into this forest, push through here. See what we find, and hopefully we'll secure a win on this one, not on the last one.
Or hack down all enemy forces. Quickly!
Looks like we've got a bit of support coming with us, which is nice. Not going to be completely on our own. Yeah, I've been quite enjoying these Falxmen. Even with the fact that they do suffer a lot from range, you really just have to avoid range. Obviously, if you're Arminius, you get such amount of speed, you're almost a slow cavalry unit that you can, to some extent, chase range down if you can get access to them. But the amount of damage you take, particularly if they throw a barrage at something, is just phenomenal. You know, you really have to be careful about this sort of thing. So, best is to avoid it, I find. So, some enemy equites up at the top. Or was it Equites? Pronouncing it wrong again. I've forgotten already. So we've got some veteran legionaries. Are they Germanicus legionaries? Indeed they are. Okay, I'm not too worried about that. It depends if there's anything else with these legionaries. That is the $1 million question. Beginning to look like no is the answer to that. In which case, I shall gladly plump for an engagement. Go for charge. Straight for Defiant. Right, I need you guys to move up. Hopefully these other spearmen will soon move up as well. Let's go for the flame. And then let's move in onto the flanks of these guys. Go for our charge. They tried to pull themselves out the flame, which obviously works quite well for them. But it does mean we can get quite a lot with the strike. which obviously works pretty well for us. We were in Defiance, we're not anymore. Have these guys Vengeance? They have, so I'm tempted to break out of this engagement now, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Go for our dash, break away. We shouldn't have too many casualties in doing this, which we didn't. It's a bit of unfortunate timing. Our ally just charged in just as we broke engagement, because I was trying to get away. Oh, and ranged is hammering us. I was trying to get away because of the prospects. Let's just flame them. Sorry, I'm a bit of a busy one. I'm trying to avoid the ranged. Let's get some side things on there. We're now threatening them at least with flame as well. Let's pull these guys back because of all these javelins and stuff coming in. Let's just get out of this fight. I was trying to pull back to break Vengeance because obviously the Romans are far slower than these barbarians, and I can quite easily get away from their Vengeance activation. And then it's just as the allies charged in, which is really kind of an unfortunate timing. They perhaps didn't realise I was going to try and break away, but particularly I cannot fight against a full unit of javelins, a full unit of archers and light artillery. You can see how much damage we took just from the ranged alone, and far more damage from that range than we took from the actual the Roman infantry. So let's pull back and find a different avenue to go. It might involve leaving the forest because there's just too much range there. I know sort of the honourable thing to do would be to stay and fight, particularly as our allies kind of heavily engaged there now, but I just won't be able to stand a chance against that sort of stuff. Particularly as these guys all have caltrops and stuff, which makes it pretty hard to get in. Possibly if we can get close from a different avenue, or other units are going to push up in Testudo, which I can use to sort of defend myself. It's a possibility. I'd rather be fighting units out in the open, maybe up here. It's a pretty neck and neck battle at the moment. There's cavalry getting stuck in as well with Roman equites. So let's push it up here. I'll fight these guys, particularly if we've got some elephants in support. There's also something at the flag, although I don't know what it is. We can have a bit of a look, maybe if we can get close enough, we can get in range. Because we could possibly flank round and cut these guys off. Although we will still be in range of this light artillery if it decides to deploy against me. Of which, having said that, now we've got Romans turning up, they're actually starting to push them quite nicely. But we're still going to have a look. Let's drive these off this flag. That's what I kind of fancy doing. Where's the other guy? He's at this blizzard over here. With a lot of luck, he might not be paying attention. Stranger things have happened. We'll send you off against his front. We'll get you guys, get you dashing.
My blade grows impatient.
Actually had quite a successful charge then. Okay, let's try and we'll go straight for a Defiance. Might be able to get into route, but it doesn't look like it. It's kind of a shame. Oh, there he goes. There we go. He's going to route. Try and hamstring him here if we can. Why can we not hamstring him? Of course I've silenced myself. Oh, you idiot. Try and get a charge. Now can we have a hamstring? Please let me hamstring.
No mercy.
Can't find anyone to hamstring because all the troops are not down. When these guys stand up, we may be able to kill enough to get the unit to completely rout. Yes, there we go. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay, so smash that unit. What else have we got? Oh, artillery is one thing we've got. Bell Rushers, that's the artillery up on that hill, so let's go for him. How are we looking? Not staggering as an achievement for this game, but I think we did the right thing to pull out of that forest, because otherwise we'd just have been killed by the ranged units, and the battle would now be all that closer to the enemy. Even though we obviously would have been more honourable to stay and help our allies, we wouldn't have been able to achieve anything by it. So I'm probably going to provisionally engage with these two units and keep my commander's unit a little bit further back, because then he can be the flame man to throw the scorched earth at the enemy. It looks like they provisionally seem kind of keen to engage me on the other side. Pull these guys back slightly and let's just go for a nice bit of flame. Perhaps a little bit far back with that flame. Try and drive them back a bit with some strikes. Obviously this is just a Caesar Roman, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem for us. Do we have anyone with a Defiance? No, we don't. Still got 20 seconds. But we are racking up the damage nicely. Getting a little bit of flame on them, particularly some of the stragglers coming at the back. We'll keep up. We can see the amount of damage we're performing per hit is pretty good. We should get Defiance back probably before the end of this fight, and that'll be able to really tip it in our favour. We'll also get a strike back. Is that friendly? It is. Let's use our strike. And let's just go for Defiance. It's probably the last major fight of this battle, so that should give us the edge, hopefully, that we need. We've got some pending pikemen. We could conceivably pull back and get involved that way, but I think we're doing well enough here like this. So we're not decimating this unit, and it's getting us a nice little bit of points, and I'm pretty confident we've got this battle in the bag. What else have we got? The enemy artillery. As these guys get killed by these archers, that will knock a lot of their points off the score. Then we've just got a bit of enemy cavalry, maybe a few enemy archers kicking around. Some strikes. Come on, guys, kill off these last couple of Romans. Stragglers. Half of them are knocked down, I think, from our... Oh, watch out for the stakes. Stop, 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 stop. Okay, destroy the stakes. We can't easily get through them. To some extent, there's no point because those guys are running around the other way, so maybe it's not really worth it. But we've started now, so we might as well finish, and then we'll perhaps chase. Or should we just go into their base? Maybe is the right thing to do. Okay, let's go back around this way. Being indecisive. I'm sure those guys can finish off that one little legionary, hopefully. Oh, why did you decide to go that way when everyone else went this way? We always get one difficult unit. Oh, some veteran legions. Okay. Unexpected. Oh, try and get away from the charge.
My blade grows impatient.
We didn't do any damage to them, but see if we can now rear flank them.
My blade grows impatient. No mercy.
Try and get a bit of damage in on them. We should have perhaps gone for Scorched Earth, but at this sort of rate is so hard with the sort of size of the units. They have gone for a Vengeance, which is interesting. Maybe, no, they're going to rout, so I don't think it's going to be a problem. We should be able to kill off these last few. We've got them pretty well surrounded now. We've got a Defiance back, but I'm not going to use it, I don't think. We should be able to kill off these last couple of Romans. There we go. Cool. So, how's our base looking? What have we got back there? We've got a full unit of pikemen, so we should be able to stand a chance. Hopefully we don't throw this away on a base cap again. So let's get moving and try and get into their base. And we've got these enemy cavalry still to contend with. We've also got these archers out in the open, so I'm banking on our pikemen being able to defend. Please, please. We've got nothing else back that way. You know what the rest of our units are doing? Got some Velites in their base. I'm wondering about these archers possibly slightly. I see our veteran legions are trying to move up to catch them, but they're going to have a bit of a hard time with speed. We are going to be quicker than anything else, so we should be able to catch these archers without too much trouble. I'm certainly not going to be able to cap them until they're dead. I'm going to be inclined to push this way, possibly, to try and go round. They're obviously going to go for me, which is understandable. These cavalry are going to go for me. Oh, it's going to be painful. Very hard for me to deal with. A handful of people left alive. See, the problem is when I'm at this level with so few units, there's not a lot I can really do about cavalry charges like that. Because obviously it's always just going to be so effective against me. But it looks like they're mostly just these guys left. Where am I going to go? I'm going to try and hide up against here. I'm just throwing javelins at them. Looks like our pikemen are perhaps having a bit of a hard time catching these guys, which could be a bit of a problem, particularly those archers left alive. I don't think this is going to be quite such an easy engagement perhaps as we thought. Ah, stopped by the thing. Right, let's go, 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 go. Try and get them, go for a hamstring if we can. Will it let me? No, it won't. I want to try and get a hamstring on them to get that movement speed demodifier. Looks like the infantry are slowly starting to catch up with the archers, which is good. But we're having a bit of a hard time here. Come on, get the decap in. Good job, pikemen. That is exactly what we needed. And looks like those guys captured and killed the enemy archers. So that is really the bulk of everything then. It's going to be a threat to us. Just a little bit of cavalry will probably get a knockdown, but I think we have pretty much got this one in the bag. It's just going to be a case of waiting now. So how did we do? We didn't do too badly that game. I think pulling away from those ranges, as I say, was a good move at the start. I think that was the right thing to do in the situation. I should have perhaps not gone too near this cavalry. That was obviously they were going to have a bit of a charge at me. Probably not quite the right thing to be doing. Watch out for these guys, but they're not going to be able to win this one now. So other than that, I think we played reasonably well. That first game was a shame we lost because the game was well in the bag, but we just got camped out at that last minute on that first one. But now, thankfully, we're going to secure a victory as well. So yeah, certainly very playable with these Falxmen. Obviously, they're a bit of a glass cannon. They have really good damage potential, obviously, but they are quite weak, particularly to archers and stuff. So, can the kind of high risk, high reward sort of unit. They certainly needed the buff though that they got in the last match, I think. Okay. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It gives you a bit of an insight to what the Falxmen are like in the current sort of gameplay, if you're wondering. If you have found it useful or interesting, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please, please, please give the video a like. It really helps. It's probably the most useful thing you can do. If you're not subscribed already, we do lots of Total War Arena videos on the channel and the odd sort of other Total War game as it comes out. So yeah, subscribe to the channel. And thanks guys, I shall see you all on the next episode.